So we have started the new series Azure Data Factory interview series. This is our second question. What do you mean by activities in Azure Data Factory? Which activities you have been used in your project? So you can say that activities define the action to perform on the data, right? It means activities are the individual steps inside a pipeline where each activity performs some task. So basically, we in a pipeline we are using different kind of activities, right? Like we are copying data from one source to the destination directly. Then another thing we can say that we are copying data into the intermediate level, and then we are performing some kind of transformations using data flow, and then we are moving into the final destination, right? So there are three mainly different types of activities, you can say. The first one is data movement activities. So in that, copy activity is the main thing, right? From moving data from one source or multiple sources to the destination, right? So in which we are simply moving the data. So that comes a part of the data movement activities. Then data transformation activities, right? So we are receiving the source data from the different sources. Suppose one source is Excel file, then one source is SQL table, then one source is a Google sheet. So what we are doing, suppose we are combining all the three sources data into one kind of intermediate staging structure. So for that we need to use the data flows, right? And inside the data flow we need to use the joint transformation, right, for combining these three sources data. Then suppose there is some kind of filter activities you are using, right? Like we want to take the data which is transaction date greater than 2020, that only we require data in our final result set. So for that kind of thing we need to use filter activities, right? Then suppose we want to create some kind of calculated columns in our data flow, right? So for that we can use the derived column transformations, and to union all these different sources, we can use the either joint transformation or you can use the union transformation. It is based upon our requirement. So you can say that this these different kind of transformations you have used in your projects. And the one more is conditional splits. I have just given few of the examples over here, which you can explain to the interviewer, right? Now the control activities. So control activities is basically f- it will basically flow of the pipeline, in which flow pipeline should execute, right? So in which control activity we can use set variables, append variables we have used in our project. You can say that execute pipeline, in which you can uh, again execute your multiple execute your pipeline, and in a single pipeline you can use multiple execute pipeline activity. So in single pipeline you can use five different pipelines you can execute in a single pipeline. For that, execute pipeline activity can be used, right? Then if condition you can use. So in the if condition, there will be a either there will be a true. So when the things will be a true, so what kind of action you want to perform? And when the outside variable will be false, at that time what kind of action you want to perform? So you can explain as per your projects, right? Then for each activities, so suppose we have multiple files inside our storage location, and you want to iterate through all of the files and load it into one single table. So at that time you can say that we have used the for each loop activities in our project or pipeline, right? So in that case, it should be all the file structures should be same, right? Whatever number of multiple files are there, right? Then lookup activities, you can say that we have used in our pipeline. Then you can say that get metadata activities you have used in our pipeline, like that, right? So I will show you where the activities are there, right? So if you create any pipeline, so after that you can see over here activities in your pipeline, right? So what are that? Move and transfer, right? So in move and transfer, I have already told you that copy data activity is there, right? Data movement activities, that is which is copy data activity. Then you can say data flow is also available in the move and transfer part, right? In which you can do the different kind of transformations according to your project, right? Then you can say that iterations and conditionals, so in which for each if condition, this kind of maybe get metadata activities, all these activities are comes in inside this iteration and conditionals part, right? So like this way you can suggest that, or you can inform to the interviewer that these activities we have used, majorly we have used in our project. So thank you so much everyone, we will meet again in the next question as soon as possible. Thank you.